let's talk about these fabulous dies. This is our painted technology die system, because what does it do? It involves one die that cuts out 2 designs in one pass of your machine. Now I'm going to start with Mr Snowman because I think he's absolutely super cute. Now I am going to use, for this particular one, I'm going to use white on this side, and I'm going to sandwich these die in between 2 pieces of cardstock. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue as well. I want a little bit of blue for this part. But you're going to be able to run this through a few times as well. Now I've got one of those cutting plates. I'm going to place that on. So I've sandwiched the die in between the cardstock and I'm placing that onto the plate. I'm going to do the same with this one. So again, I've got a piece of white for his body. So I'm going to pop him down there. And then I've got a piece of blue to go over the top. And that's exactly what you do. Now, if you're not comfortable with just letting it run through freely, then you can tape a little bit of this down. But I'm just going to go straight in. And then what I'm doing is sandwich the die in between the cardstock, sandwiching now with the other cutting plate for the double-sided die onto the top. And then I'm going to bring in my 2 cutting plates, because this is the next sandwich, and run that through the Gemini. Just ran through again, but I'm just going to show you literally now. These are all the extra detail bits. So we've got his little eyes. I don't know if you can see those. Let me see if I can bring a darker piece underneath and put those onto there. But yeah, we've got even the little buttons. We've got his eyes on there. Let me just put that down there. We've even got his little smile. Let me pick that one up as well. So I'll pop his little smile down. But everything on here is all the extra detail. So you've got a couple of eyes. You've got a lovely little snowflake. And I just think these are so cute. And I can't get over the fact that I've done this in one pass. We've got a little bow tie going off there. Even got his little twiggy arms. I think they're super cute. And then look at this, even this little detail here, all these beautiful little stars, and then the buttons as well. All that on one side of the die, Joe. How fabulous is that? Beautiful. And then but the fun bit is you're going to build it all up. So I've got all my little pieces here, and these are the ones that I did twice, although I've seen a few of them are still left on the plate. Let me bring the plate down. You can see there, I've got his twigs, I've got some little blue stars, his little smiley face right at top. So you can see I've put his little face together, and I'm just using these in blue and white at the moment, but you can take things like your alcohol markers. You could do it all in white and colour them into your choice, but that's just one little way of doing it. But I'm just going to make him in blue and white. I fancy him in a bit of blue and white. So the next thing is, let's pop his little body on. So there you can see his little woolly jumper. I just think this is fabulous. Do you know what you could do with these as well, Joe? You could run them through embossing folders and have a little texture going off there as well. But so you can see now his little body's coming together. He's got his little fluffy jumper on. Then we're going to put his hat on. So I'm going to have a white hat, and I'm just going to run a little bit of glue just again on the back, attach it to his head. There we go, pop that down. Then we've got that lovely, what did we call it, Joe? What did we call this
cuff.
bit?
Let's go with the cuff.
We'll go with the cuff. So there you can see, we'll pop that onto the top, and these fit perfectly in there. So you could be making these up separately and then putting it together, but honestly, it's so cute. It really, look how it's coming together. A brim. A brim, right.
That's what it is.
The brim. He's even got his little addition that you can add on is his little pom-pom on the top of his hat. So again, where you can put different colours on there. Look how cute he is. Just make sure I've stuck him down. Then we've got his little twiggy arms. So put his little twiggy arms on there. He won't mind me saying that, because that's what we make a snowman up with. I'm just going to turn him over though for a second, because I'm going to put a little bit of glue just onto the back here. And again, you could use tape, runner, tape. Entirely up to you what you stick this down with. I'm just using our tacky glue. I'm going to give him a little bit of a snowflake design going off in his middle of his jumper there. We've even got those little extra details with the stars, so I'm just going to pop those on. This is where the fun starts. You start to build it up. It's like building your own little character, but I just think this is absolutely fabulous. I adore this collection so much. So cute. Oh, look, I'm already in love. He is. When you start to build him up, you can see I've used my little classic just for his little nose. I put the bow tie on because there is a little bow tie in there. Even the little stones. And do you know what I love? That attention to detail. They're not even. They're not right circles. Yeah. They're that lovely look that you would get with a true snowman, because that's what you'd do. You'd start looking around for things to actually put together. And the stamp that I'm choosing for this is, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All I'm doing is is I'm going to give it a nice little coverage all over my stamp, and it's such a juicy, you can really see that juiciness there. I've took some white stamping card, which I've got here underneath. I'm just going to place that all around, nice coverage, and then literally I'm just going to stamp. Now that hasn't dried straight away, Joe, so it's giving me the time to be able to put on here some of our lovely clear embossing powder, although I do believe our Leanne has glittified this one. Does that make sense? There's got a little glitter on there going off, so I'm just going to tap that off there, and I'm making sure that's all picked up. I'll just pop a little bit back in there as well, tap that off, and then I'm good to go when it comes to heat embossing. So I'm going to heat set it now with my heat gun. Well, I've got my little globe and I've fussy cut that around. I've got that beautiful little enamelled finish on there as well, because that's what's happened now. I've used the embossing powder that's heat set that. You can see that lovely little shine on there. So now I'm making a little, one of my favourite cards is what we call a diorama card, which means a bit like a theatre card where you look inside something. Now, if I just show you, I'll just tell you how I made this. I took 2 pieces of white stamping card and I measured these at exactly 10 inches. I'm going to hold it there so you can see it across. 10 inches across, so let me just pop that there, 10 inches across, and 6 inches down. You could do this in however size you want, but this is my personal favourite size. And then I took my scoreboard and I scored it at 1 inch, 2 inch, turned it around, 1 inch, 2 inch, and then I repeated that the second time, although on my second layer I've actually used one of our nesting dies to create myself a little bit of an aperture. Now I've put my matting layer on the back. I'm actually going to put this, I'll put that in afterwards so I can centralise it. So I'm just going to keep it there for a second and leave my little snowman. What I'm just going to do now is put a little bit of glue going both down these sides. So for that I am going to use my tape pen. So I'm going to put the tape just on one side, tape just down the other, and then I'm just going to attach this now. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it there, I'm going to bring that down flush, because these are the bits that, and do you know, this folds really nice and flat as well. That's now created my lovely card very simply, very easily, and just use the nesting die. But you could take your craft knife or your craft ruler, Joe, and create your own little aperture. Now we're ready to decorate the sides, so let's pop on a little bit of glue going down here, and I've just used some of the contrasting paper, and I'm going to just matten layer onto my tabs on both sides. Let's just pop that down there. I'm going to repeat exactly the same on the other side, bring that out, pop a little bit of glue down this one, there we go, and then pop that on. So now you can see it's all coming together, and then all I'm going to do is now add my globe, but I want a little bit of height, so I'm going to pop some of my favourite glue, and then I'm just going to decorate. So bring back in some of these little pieces. I'll bring back in my other glue. Let's pop a little bit just down here, because I'm going to pop on a little snowflake. No such thing as waste, because I've got all my little bits that I didn't use just to decorate a little bit extra, little bit of embellishment going off on now on the card. But literally, this is the fun part. You just build it up to however you want, whatever design you want, but you can see it coming together. And I think I'm just going to add, where's my little snowman that I made earlier? Yeah, he's dried off nicely now. Let's just add him to the back. There we go, 3D colour glue, Debbie, that's what you're looking for. Because again, I want a little bit of height. So I'm just going to pop him at the bottom where my snow globe is. So he's just hiding that. Look how cute are these. These are so, so cute. Whether you want it to be smaller cards or bigger projects, you've got them ready, all made up, ready to hand to pop on there. I just think they're fabulous.